card in a hurry for a friend, someone that's had a bad day or is just not in a good place, and you don't have time to go out and pick one up, go to the store, and then go and see your friend, or maybe your friend is long distance, you need to get something off to support her or him in the mail. The August 2026 Paper Pumpkin uh, subscription here pack has those types of cards. So I'm going to show you how to put together one of each. There's 3 different cards. Here's basically what you get in the kit. So you get your twine, your tear and tape, your stamp, some beautiful, beautiful cut aparts, your dimensionals, some gray granite, a little Stampin' block of gray granite, coordinating envelopes, um, and everything you need to create 9 beautiful cards that you can tuck away and have at the ready, just so that you can be supportive of a family or friend down the road, and you can do it without having to worry. Just, grab into your stash and sign one up, and you're good to go. Anyways, hang on, and I'm going to show you how we're going to put these together. Okay, so I have everything laid out for my first card, and as you can see here, we're going to basically stamp with our gray granite stamping block friend on one of these little punch outs here. Let's take those out of there. Put that there. We'll get our friend stamp out here. There we go. Now, oops. Now, because that's new, I'm just going to stamp that off on something just to make sure I can get a good impression. There we go. Okay, so let's ink that up. Okay. There we go. Take that off. We've got to do a little bit more stamping here with our little dots here. So we'll set that aside. Get that out. Now, what they suggest is there's this here, which has some punch outs on it, but we don't want to punch that out right away. What we want to do is we want to do our stamping on here first. Make sure this is good and stamped here. And we're just going to go over the top couple here and then the bottom. So, let's see, let's go here. Okay. And they don't do a lot with the middle because the lovely greenery is going to go over top of that. Okay, so let's do one maybe this way. Now, you could punch all these out. The issue you're going to have with that then is then you have to worry about spacing it on the card. So it's easier to keep everything together and then take that off afterwards. So let's put this down on the bottom here. There we go. I think that's probably good. All right, so we're going to set that aside. Let's cover up our ink here. Okay, now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Let me just round them up here. Dun, 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 dun. I seem to have misplaced mine right at the moment, so I'm going to grab these ones here that I have in my stash, but they do come with the kit. And I'm just going to attach these. Actually, I think I'm going to use some of my bigger ones, although you could use the small ones. Well, I might be going to use some of my big ones. Yeah. Okay. Let's use the small ones here. And like I said, they do come with it. I just, for the life of me, can't seem to get my hands on that right now. But I'll look for them before I make the next card. Okay, so you're going to be putting your dimensionals just on the squares, and maybe you can't see it there, or rectangles, I suppose they are. Maybe you can't see it there as it's sitting on my desk, but you'll see it as soon as we turn it onto the card base. And it's beautiful greenery that's going on there. And you've got the nice hello that is going to work with the friend stamp that we just did. This little pen tool I find really, really handy for picking up the dimensionals and putting them down. 2 more to go. These cards are really quick. They're great to take to a crop or something just when you're not, really feeling any mojo. They come in really handy just to be able to sit and not really think too much about anything. Just, take your pieces that are already cut, do a little bit of stamping, maybe some inking, and you're done. So let's take our card base here. We'll fold that up and let's give it a good burnish here. I'll actually make sure that it's lined up here. Whoops. Give it a good burnish on both sides. There we go. Okay. So what we'll want to do now is remove the backs of our dimensionals, or at least the cover. Yep, got that one. Ooh, and they are sticky. So if you accidentally get one on your fingers while you're doing this, it will pretty much stick your fingers to the card. Anyway, they're really good that way. You don't have to worry about anything coming loose at all. Okay, last few guys. And then we'll line it up on our card. Okay, now I didn't necessarily have to take all of the backings off these. I could have left them. I mean, just with a few stuck will be more than enough to stick them down. Okay, we're going to put these on here. There we go. Okay, so now we're just going to gently pull this trim around the outside off, and that will leave everything completely spaced out for you, which is awesome in itself. You don't have to worry about the spacing or anything. And because these are up on dimensionals, we won't put the leaves and everything up on dimensionals. This will already be, up enough. It'll fit in your envelope very nicely. Go in the mail fine. Now, I mean, when I started this video, I said, a friend in need or whatever, or somebody that you really want to support. Your choice. Like, I mean, when you're doing your cards, you don't have to necessarily put a greeting on right away. If you chose to wait and just keep the card base completed with the floral arrangement on it and everything and leave it at that, then until, you have a need for the card, then put a couple of sentiments in a bag with the card, and then when you're ready, then you can turn around and and put your sentiment on. So maybe it's just a happy birthday. Maybe it's congratulations. But, you know, you can decide at that point. Okay, let's get some of this tear and tape here. And we're just going to put a bit of that on our foliage here. Enough to hold it down. I'm just going to turn around and take some off and then cut a few little pieces. Oopsie. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. And maybe we'll put one up here. Okay. Okay, so hopefully wherever we place the tape, we'll be able to come in contact with the paper pieces that are popped up there. Okay, all right. Let's put this down. And they have it kind of going this way. So put it over here. Really, really pretty. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to put our hello on. And where do I have that? I know, oh, right here. Now I will pop that up because I want to put my friend under. Well, I don't want to put my friend under the hello. I want my stamp of friend under the hello. So, oh my goodness, I'm having a tough time with things today, trying to find them. Okay, so let's pop this up. These little guys come off the adhesive sheet really, really nicely. There we go. Let me see, which way are we going to do this here? Okay, I may not take this backing off. I may leave it like that because when I go to put my little other part of my greeting, so the friend part of the greeting, I may want to slide it part of it under there. So let's see here now. Yeah, they put it right about here. I want some of the inking to show, so let's put it there. Okay, then let's take and put a little bit of tear and tape on here, just in case we decide we need to move it. At least we're not going to use regular liquid glue. So let's put this down just along there, furnish it in good, lift up the tape backing. Okay, and actually I am going to grab my tweezers here. Give me a sec. Grab my tweezers just because my hands aren't that steady and it's hard to get up and under there. Okay. Okay, so if we marry that up with our envelope, what a nice thing to send someone, and what a nice thing to receive. Okay, so that's the first card that we're done. The next one we're going to do is this beautiful. Okay, so here's the second card. I've punched the pieces out of the cards here. These just come on their own. This piece is punched out of here, and I have punched that circle out of here. So I haven't made the other cards yet, so I'm just making one of each here for now, and then I'll go back and I'll make the rest. So the first thing we want to do is let's stamp our greeting on our little circle here. So I've already got my greeting on my Stampin' block here. I'm going to move that away. Okay, and I always just try, if it's the first time I'm using this stamp, I always kind of stamp off on a spare piece of chipboard or paper, just so that I can make sure that when it's, oh yeah, that looks great. Okay, so let's put it on our circle here. And again, this is the gray granite, which is a really nice, it goes really, really well with this peach color. All right, perfect. All right, so now we're going to, let's put some, we're going to pop this, see, I think I'm going to pop this. Should we pop this up? Yeah. Yeah, not really. Yes, let's pop this up. I believe it suggests we do that anyway. Just blowing that off. I'm going to actually let that set for a second. I'm going to put some tear and tape on the back here. This is going to go directly down on our beautiful cut, die cut piece there, or laser cut. There you go, burnish that down well. Okay, is this done drying yet? Okay, maybe what I'll do while that's drying, maybe I'll put that on just a piece of, instead of on my mat, I'll just turn it this way so I can put the dimensionals on it. So when you put this down, you're going to lose the, you're not going to really see the full peach that's on the center there, but you are going to see these beautiful pieces that are coming off on the side. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's remove those. They come off so nice and easy, even with long nails. Okay, that was a good thing I put it on there. Some of the ink just came out there, but it didn't smear my words, so that's awesome. So I would suggest when you go to make these that you stamp everything first and let it dry. Let's turn this around. Let's put it this way. Does it make a difference? Probably not. Okay. Oh, that looks so pretty already. Okay. On the back here, they're suggesting that we put some twine. So I have the twine here. And they say about 15 inches of the twine. So let's, I don't think 15 inches would be it. That can't be. No, they say 15 inches. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, 38 centimeters. I don't know if I'd go 15 inches, but, oh, maybe. I guess if we're going to make some big circles, now all I got to do is find the start of this. Here, maybe. Yeah, right there. Okay. So we've got 8, 15, 16, somewhere in there. Okay, we'll set this aside. I believe we need it for the next one as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tear and tape off here. And I'm going to just try to weave this around a little bit. A little bit so that it can come out the other side. And then maybe back around again. There's no there's no magic way to do this. And you just want something that's going to show coming out on either side to give it some dimension, some additional dimension. Okay, so I'm going to put another piece of tear and tape on that just so that it anchors well to the card. Okay, so let's try to anchor this down so that it's not flying everywhere. Okay, whoops, I'll move that out of the way now that I'm done my measuring. Okay, let's score our card base. Making sure the edges are even, and then burnish it down really well. I have to start on my Halloween cards for the seniors home that I take the cards to. Um, I make 125 cards for our local seniors home each event. So it'll be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then it's usually Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever. So we have a good time. You know, everybody at the seniors home appreciates it. The families appreciate it. So, and I really enjoy it. Sometimes we take the grandkids there and they pass out the cards. But they're so excited. I mean, some of the seniors, they don't have anybody maybe close, or maybe all their family is not around anymore. So it's really cool to be able to go and kind of brighten up their day just with a simple card. And we make them fun. I mean, they're not serious. They usually have little critters on them, something just to, say somebody cares about them. So we'll put these on here. We're going to pop these up on this card. This is a beautiful die cut. I'd love to have the die that created this. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the fact that it's kind of a muted color and it's an ombre effect makes it even better. I think I might need maybe one more, maybe here. Okay. So I'm not going to take the backing off the ones in the center. I'm just going to leave those. No harm, no foul if they're not done. You certainly may want to remove that. Oh, let's not get my hair in there. Okay, let's go around the outside. Okay, that's it for me. Okay, let's turn this over. We'll want to make sure we've got it the right way. Our card's opening this way. So we're going to place this as best we can on our card. Beautiful. Is lovely. All right, and then to finish everything off, I mean, whoa, guess you can't read that upside down, neither can I. Okay, so we put our twine in here. We've got this all together. We've got some more tear and tape on. Now we're just going to place this somewhere near the bottom of our card. So let's take off that tape on the back. Whoops, just the tape, not the string. Okay. And let's put that there. And our tape's coming up. So to finish that off, we've got, of course, some coordinating envelopes. So isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And the twine just really, really sets it off. I love it. So the Paper Pumpkin subscription, you can get it just once a month. Every month you get it. They bill you. You get it every month. And or you can do a 3 or 6 month or 1 year subscription, so that it's always a great surprise. I know they usually come out and I get them around the middle of the month. But it's awesome because I might have some other orders coming for some other paper packs or workshop kits. But this is something I forget about. So when it comes in the mail, I'm just super pumped. And this is actually a beautiful set of cards. Just lovely. Anyways, we've got one more to go. Let's give her a go. Okay, so I've gathered everything together that I need for this last set of cards. And the very first thing is our stamp, which says, I'm always here for you. So really nice sentiment. And again, I'll grab my extra sheet here. I could have stamped this off before I started this, but I thought, oh, well, at least if you're seeing kind of what I do to start my stamp. Oh, I probably got that all over the place there. That's not very good. I think I pushed too hard on my stamp pad. Yeah. Let's see. Grab some paper towel here. I just want to dab that off so I don't get it. Yeah, the stamp pad's really juicy. So it's there. It doesn't take much to, and if you do that, you can see here, maybe you can't, I'll hold it up. You can see here where it kind of smooshes out and you don't get a really nice defined sentiment. So yeah, I don't like that. So we'll just go on here and we'll give it a try until we get it feeling like our stamp is. is coming out nice and clear. So when we put it on our sheet here, on our little banner-like piece. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, let's give this a go. We'll move this out of the way, and we'll move this down here. Okay, let's stamp it up again. All right. And you don't want to press down hard on your stamp either, because that will make your words, let's see, where are we here? Oh, way over there. Okay. That will also make the ink kind of smush out. So you just want to set it down so that the ink has time to kind of suck into the paper. And then you can just take it off. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm actually going to remove that from the stamp block. Let me put it back over here. Okay, now the next thing that they say to do is to take this square piece of cardstock here. And I could have a stamping mat down here. Actually, it's probably a good idea. I just have a little wee piece of silicone matting here. I'm going to slide that down. And I'll tell you why specifically for this. I probably should have done it for everything, but okay. I'm going to take this nice floral stamp. And this is a beautiful floral stamp just on its own. It's gorgeous. So it'll come in handy for all kinds of things. I mean, you could just put this on a card, emboss it in gold or silver or black or whatever. And I mean, it's a great addition. So, you know, yes, these kits make cards, but in reality, they do so much more. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything ahead of time with this. I'm just gonna lay it down. Okay, so we're gonna be putting this little piece. So this is very, similar in colors. We're gonna put that piece on here, but you know what? I kind of want to take advantage of that other splatter stamp. So I may just put a little bit of splatter in here as well. Let's see how we did here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so when you buy your kits, you end up with so much more that's usable again and again and again. So and even if the stamp set for that particular month or the card kit for that particular month is not in your wheelhouse, so you're like, be creative and think of other ways you can use those stamps in your scrapbooking, in another type of card that you might send. There's all kinds of ways that you can. I'm going to throw these on here. I'm going to grab this splatter stamp. I mean, I think this is just such the coolest stamp. And I'm actually considering maybe even putting some of it here. This is quite blank to me. So I think I might kind of go off grid here and maybe do a little bit of something else too. So I'm going to just stamp this up a little bit here. And I don't really care if it comes out perfect. In fact, I might even stamp off a little bit. Yeah, just to give it something. Maybe that something needs to be over on the other corner as well. And again, I will probably stamp off just enough so that I have a little bit there. Yeah, we'll go the other side. There we go. Oh yeah, see, now to me, that finishes everything off. Okay, so we've got that on there. Then what we're going to do is we are going to put, well, we're going to let that dry for a minute. I'm going to fold up my card here because I actually want to stamp a little bit over in this corner. So let me fold up this. Make sure it's good. Okay, oh, there it is. All right. Burnish it down well. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to dry fit. I'm just making sure that this piece that I just stamped, and again, you could, okay, so this one goes this way. So this is going to go over here, and this piece is going to fall on top, which is going to be really pretty. I don't care for nothing. I don't care for there's nothing over here. The sentiment is going to run over there. but I kind of want to add something. So again, this is where you take a little bit of artistic license and say, you know what, I think I'd like to change that a little bit. Now let me put that on my little silicone thing here. Yeah, pick that up. There we go. Okay, so if my card, if that's going to be about there, then let's do this. Oh, I like it. Okay, and then I'll probably do another one, but I'll do one and then I'll stamp off. So let's go, let's move this card over this way. Let's go here and let's go here. And we could do one there. Oh yeah, okay. Ha, I like that. All right, let's cover up our stamp here. Okay, so we're having to kind of, this has got to dry. We can move this out of the way. Okay. Any silicone mat will do, by the way. If you get something that you're using for your baking and it's too big, you know, hack a 6x6 or an 8x8 piece off and use it under there. It's a really good base for your stamps to kind of help rest on as well, instead of a hard surface. Okay, so what they're telling us is we are going to, can I flip this over without it causing an issue? Sure. All right, there we go. And we're going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on there, which have I lost again? Oh, no, they're right underneath. All right, so now that's part of it. I was going to say, I could take some of this outlined. I use all of this as well. Nothing goes to waste. Everything on this sheet I will use. Now I think I'm going to put 2 in here. I know they say 1, but I always like overdoing it when it comes to, okay, let's, we have to do our twine. Okay, so what do they say for the twine here? Oh, same thing, 15 inches. Well, I have this here, so I'll use that to measure my twine. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you do have the instructions that have the measurements on them, so you can use that as well if you like. Okay, I'm going to take about that much. They say 15 inches. I kind of guessed. I think I'm close. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a piece of tape on the back of this card. It looks like we're doing it down near the bottom. Let me see now. Do they lift up that? Yes, okay. So this is going to be lifted up over top of that. And the twine goes on top of that again. So I think I'm going to put my dimensionals on and put that on first before I put my twine on. Then I know where everything's going. Boy, those leaves are nice and small. Let's see here. Let's make some little cuts here. Like I said, everything gets used on here. Okay, let's take this and put this here. This little guy, and put him here. Whoops. 2 there. Whoopsie. Okay. And he can go there. Okay. Okay. Just about done here, putting these little guys on. There. And maybe one at the very bottom if I can fit them on there. Yep, perfect. Okay. So let's get this guy on here. Come on. There we go. Okay. The instructions are really easy to follow on these cards. You just have to, pay attention and do things in the order that they say so that you don't have to redo anything. Let's do that. Okay, now we've got our twine. I think my dimensional thing is, yeah, there we go. Stick that back on. Okay, so let's see which side is the bottom. Okay, so we want to go the bottom. So let's just put some tape here. Now you could brighten this card up if you wanted to change your color of your twine, or you could make your sentiment black, or there's all kinds of ways you can change this up and make it your own. However, they do supply you everything that you need to make it beautiful right off the start. Okay, so this just wraps around. Whoops, let's anchor this on this tape. There we go. So this wraps around, wraps around, wraps around. Oopsie, wraps around. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wraps around. Okay. Okay. Now, what I find the easiest is once I wrap it, I don't try to make the bow while I'm wrapping. That just doesn't work for me. I'm no good at it. So, and I might not be too good at it doing it here, but okay, let's just thread this through all the way. Where's my tweezers? Okay, and I'm probably going to have to use my tweezers to help me out here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this around, and I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to make it into, I'm going to knot it right there. It doesn't have to be super tight. And I'm going to make my bow, which is hard to do with these nails. Nope. Okay. I probably should have made this string a little longer. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe this side's a little bit longer, so let's start with this side. I might have to even get my husband down here to do this for me. I thought I had another. I guess I don't. I thought I had another. No, I don't. I thought I had another set of tweezers in there that could have helped me. Okay, if I can't quite get this, like I said, I need my nails trimmed down. Come on. Okay. You know what? Again, I would have made that a little bit longer. Yeah, and I didn't really even them up when I knotted them. Okay, so we'll give it one more try, and if we can't get it, then I'll come back with a finished version of what happens when I can get a bow done. Let's see here. Yeah, my nails are just too long. We got the start of a bow. Come on. There we go. Whoa! Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, it took a while, but we're good to go now. All right, so we've got our bow there. Now we're going to take our dimensionals off the back here. I'm going to put this on the card, and then we're going to add our sentiment. Okay. So this will go. Try to keep it the same distance, top, bottom, and side. Okay, and then we have our sentiment here. Now, the sentiment itself, we're already going off on a higher, this is already up on dimensionals. So what we really want to do is just put our dimensionals on the here for you side, and then that will work. And actually, I've got yeah, let's just use some of what I have. Let's see. Let's go here to here. Okay, so instead of using a few, I'm just going to use, we'll get this the right way here. Yeah, so it's at this end. There we go. And then take this off. There we are. Okay, and this can just go. I'm always here for you. How beautiful is that? And then the matching envelope. Gorgeous. I don't know how you feel about this extra stamping I did here. Feel free to, like I said, use your artistic license to change things up as you like. And thank you so much for bearing with me when I was attempting to tie a bow. Well, actually, we got it done. It might be ugly, but we got it done. So let's have a review of our cards here. Okay, so we have 2 portrait and a landscape. So we've got the gray, the pink. Let me move some of this. And the green. Gorgeous or what? They're beautiful. So I hope you consider subscribing, and I hope you subscribe, through me, but consider subscribing to this card kit. It is lovely. And for the price and the fact that, you have all this left to use. You've got the ink spot, you've got, for me, this alone and the leafy thing are great. I can use them again and again. You'll have leftover dimensionals. You'll have leftover tear tape. So consider it. I'll put the link to my shop in the description below. I will also put the link to these cool pens that I use to, remove my dimensionals and apply them, or remove the tape or whatever. I'll put that in the description as well. Anyways, you have an awesome day, and we'll chat later. Bye. Okay, so here they are in all their glory. I finished them all up this afternoon. And just in case I didn't mention it, I'm Janet from JRK Handcrafted. Most of my site right now currently has a lot of mini albums on it. There are some cards on there, but I'm also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if you check out my website, jrkhandcrafted.ca, you'll see mini albums and a few bundled cards there. But if you go to my Stampin' Up! Site, you'll also be able to purchase some of the Stampin' Up! Materials. So here's this beautiful array of cards, easy to do, done in a couple of hours. Package them up, give them to friends, whatever. And I checked the site just before I came on, and there's 30 card kits available right now on the Stampin' Up! Site. So some of them are reduced dramatically, so maybe now's the time to pick them up. And again, remember, you don't have to necessarily use the sentiments that are here. Change it, make it your own. But I think it's it's good value. And like I mentioned earlier, you can go on a month-to-month basis. You can take a subscription for 3 to 6 months or a year and get that surprise at your door every month. It's awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I truly appreciate it. And if you'd love to buy some of the Stampin' Up! Product, please visit my site. I'd love to have you there. It's just great. Thank you.